Kia ora team, and welcome to Big Boys Boxing, where we're all about exactly that. The big boys. With big knockouts. And the big fights. So let's get into this. What's going on, team? Hope everybody is doing well. I'm Jono, your host. And as per usual, let me get a couple of things sorted and we'll get right on into this. What happened over the weekend in particular. There ain't a lot on the heavyweight horizon right now. So we'll talk a bit about some other weights for a change. So I'll get into this voice channel and drop a link for anybody who may like to join. If my PC does what I tell it to. There we go, there's a link for anybody who may like to jump on as well. Do me a bit of a sound check. Sounds good. Alright, so over the weekend we had one heavyweight fight. Not a huge heavyweight fight, but two unbeaten guys went at it in David Adelaide and Dimitri Bezos. I think that's how you say it. Just let me find this card. There it is, David Adelaide. He was 10-0 and he was taking on Dimitri Bezos. I think he's Ukrainian. He was also 10-0. Just let me double check that he is Ukrainian. I don't want to be misquoting myself. He's not Ukrainian, so there you go. He was born in Ukraine, but he lives in Latvia, the land of Myers Bridas. So coming into this fight, I picked David Adelaide. I think I picked round 6. Everyone else in our little prediction league went in the second half of the fight. I figured it would be in the earlier part of the fight, simply based on the level of opposition that Dimitri Bezos had fought. His last fight was a guy 3-2. The fight before that was 2-0-1. The guy before that was 18-21. Not a decent level of opposition, but in saying that, you know, David Adelaide hadn't fought anybody of any substance besides Kamil Sokolovsky as well, in a fight which many thought he lost. I thought it was either a draw or a Sokolovsky win myself, but it is what it is. I think we'd like to see a rematch of those two, but I dare say after the spectacular knockout that David Adelaide got in the second round against a quote unbeaten unquote opponent, and headlining a show, even though it's only a small hall in York Hall show, I think they'll probably be looking to put him in with a bit better opposition. There was talk in the the post-fight commentary with Frank Warren there. They mentioned the name of Fabio Wardley, and Frank Warren jumped on that, said yeah, love that fight. I think he's a English champion at present. It might even be Commonwealth as well, I can't remember, but yeah. You're late, Triple B. No, I wasn't. I think I was 3 minutes early. I had it scheduled for 10:15. It's 10:17 now, but you can tidy me if you want. Give me detention. Good to see you, Hannibal. yeah, so that was an unexpected, earlier than expected knockout for most by David Adelaide, just based on how he had looked in some fights against Tomato Cans and that fight against Kamil Sokolovsky. But David Adelaide has been training in America. He did look a lot sharper in this fight. So maybe we can give him a bit more rap than what we normally would for David Adelaide. Now, I've often thought he wasn't anything too special, but he's showing some improvement, so I'm glad to see it. Maybe we can see him in a decent fight next against the likes of a Fabio Woodley or even a Nathan Gorman, or British level opponent, possibly even European level opponent. I don't think he'd be out of his depth with the improvement he's been showing. So let's go, David Adelaide. There was another fight on that card of some substance. Was it Mark Chamberlain? He was taking on, how do we say this, Viral Lenti. And I expected this one to go the distance. Lenti hadn't been stopped prior to this fight. Chamberlain has showed in the past that he's got a little pop, but he used to fight a lot on the back foot, and this fight he was a lot more aggressive. He was a lot more sharp with his punches, and he got himself a KO in the 5th round with a really good shot. So Mark Chamberlain moves on to bigger and better things. Of course, that wasn't heavyweight, that was only a lightweight fight. What else was on this card that I watched? Henry Turner. I think I caught the end of the fight actually. Yeah, he got a stoppage in the 7th round of 10. He was taking on Zeus Diamos. So yeah, it was what it was. It was interesting to watch, I guess, but a super lightweight fight. I'm not as interested in these smaller weight divisions as many y'all know, and that's why we are named Big Boys Boxing. I also saw Carl Fail actually, 7-0 prospect. He got a points win over Sergio, how do we say this, Ambomo. I don't know who the hell this opponent was, and for good reason. He's 9-39 with 3 draws. Man, I don't know why these dudes continue boxing with records like that. I guess you got to make money somehow if you're not good at anything else besides getting punched in the freaking face. There was another one on here. Where is it? I had a little one in my multi. I think it was Gamal Yafai. Was that on this card? Must have been on the next day's card actually. Yeah, must have been. So that was that card on Friday in the UK, Saturday here in New Zealand, and the next one we move on to was Mauricio Lara gets a knockout against Lee Wood. It's a fight many of us were really looking forward to. Mauricio Lara got a good left hook knockout, which really should have just been a knockdown. I thought it was at the end of the 7th round, and throughout the fight I think I'd given Lara 1 round out of the 6 rounds that had passed, and Lee Wood was actually boxing pretty well. He was on the jab, he was first to the punch a lot of the time, he was landing more frequently, more efficient. Lara was looking really relaxed until about round 5. Then all of a sudden you see his mouth open and he looked like he was starting to get tired. I'm wondering whether he was playing a bit of possum, honestly. But he was still winging those big hooks to the body, the big left hooks to the body. He really sinks them in and sits down on his punches, turns his hips right into them, and he landed one at the same time. They both landed left hooks. However, you could see Leigh Wood's left hook was more of an arm punch, but as per usual with Mauricio Lara, he had turned his hips and he really sunk his weight into that left hook, and Leigh Wood went down like a sack of potatoes, I tell you. But to his credit, he did get up and he seemed reasonably okay. He walked in a little circle when he first got up, looked back at his corner like, is this my corner? And then the ref was about to let it go on, and Ben Dover Davidson chucks the fucking towel in with 12 seconds left in the round. He only had to survive for 12 more seconds and he could have had a minute to recover. So I was a bit disappointed with that from Ben Dover Davidson, or Davison, sorry. I know I've seen a few other coaches comment that maybe it was the right decision. The coach knows his fighter best, but Leigh Wood himself, I mean, a fighter will always say he's always good to continue, right? But yeah, I thought it was a bit premature, to be honest. However, Leigh Wood does have a rematch clause in his contract, being the WBA champion prior to taking this loss, so it's potentially a fight we will see again. And the way it was going, you know, I'd think about taking Leigh Wood on points for the next one. Maybe. I'm sure he'll be a bit more cautious of those left hooks. He knows exactly what he'll be in with next time. And Leigh Wood punches hard enough, or it seemed like he was punching hard enough to take a bit of the wind out of Lara. So we will see what happens with that. I suspect Leigh Wood definitely would want the rematch, because I'm pretty sure he thinks he can beat him if he's a bit more careful. He could outbox Mauricio Lara. We've also got Phil Cal Roberts in the house. Good to see you in, mate. Lara won round 2. Yeah, I think that was the round I gave him as well, actually, Phil. Wood won the others, yeah. That's what I thought, man. And even that second round wasn't a wide round for Lara, but I think he definitely won it. I think there was one other round on there that might have been close. But I still gave it to Wood myself. I can't even remember which round it was. It might have been 3. Or it might have been the first round even, I can't remember. But either way, 1 round to Lara I thought was fair. So yeah, I kind of look forward to seeing a rematch. Not necessarily because I think Leigh Wood will get knocked the fuck out again. Kind of like, you know, I was looking forward to the Josh Warrington Mauricio Lara rematch because I wanted to see Warrington knock the fuck out again. But not this one. I just think it's a good fight. Lara's a hell of a puncher, hell of a fighter, but he's not really a very good boxer. As we could see, he was getting outboxed, and it makes for good entertainment. So yeah, definitely a rematch would be good, says Phil. Yeah, I agree. Alright, so what else did we have on that card that was worth looking at? Oh, that's the David Adelaide card again. Done with that, we'll close that one. Who else do we have on here? Oh, Dalton Smith. Yeah, most of us in the prediction league picked him for the stoppage, but he just couldn't do it against Billy Ellington. Ellington, you know, I think he was, before this, he was 10 and... Was he 10-0 or 10-1 before this? It says 10-1 here, but I'm not... I think that's the record now. This was for, what was it, the Longstyle belt. Yeah, it was. At super lightweight, so 140. It was a decent fight. You know, Ellington doesn't have any power. Yeah, he was like 10-0 with no knockouts prior to this fight, but he's that tricky, awkward kind of guy who's hard to hit clean, and when you do hit him clean, he's still got a hell of a chin. But I was quite disappointed with Dalton Smith's inability to follow up when he did land something. You know, he seemed like he was landing a shot and then watching to see if Ellington would fall down or not. You know, it's like he's take this, punch your face, and now I'm gonna take a picture. Yeah, freaking clown. But anyway, Dalton Smith gets the win, unanimous decision over the 12 rounds, and retains his Lonsdale title. So yeah, it was one of those fights I was frustrated. I was in a fight party with Hannibal, grumbling and growling at this prick because he should have been able to finish Ellington, with how easily he was picking him off from range. But at the same time, I'm a bit worried about the inside game for Dalton Smith at a higher level. He doesn't want to fight inside whatsoever, and when he gets inside, he keeps putting his forearm in the opponent's face or in their throat. He got warned a couple of times for it by the referee before he finally stopped doing it. And yeah, Dalton Smith moves on. I want to see him in a higher level fight. And if he keeps fighting like that, I'll end up wanting to see him knock the fuck out. Before that, Gary Cully, the Irish prospect, was fighting. He's 15-0. He got a second round knockout in a 10-round fight against Wilfredo Flores. Wilfredo Flores was unbeaten at the time, 10-0 with one draw, and that was a lightweight fight. You could see from the get-go Gary Cully is a lot better boxer than Wilfredo Flores, and that's pretty much all I have to say about that. It was a big mismatch. Even though Flores was unbeaten, I hadn't even looked into his record, but I'm assuming he hadn't really fought anybody. Before that, we had Siobhan Clark. This fight wasn't actually too bad. Siobhan Clark. Actually, I had a question about him. Is he a brother of Fraser Clark? You'd know, wouldn't you, Phil? Philip Carl Roberts? Is he Fraser Clark's brother? I'm not so sure. He doesn't look a lot like him, but I'm not from the area, so I wouldn't have a clue. Not sure. Okay, sweet as, man. Not sure. I could look it up, I suppose. Google pretty much knows everything these days, but I'm not going to do it right now. Where was I? So Gary Cully. I'm looking at the wrong card again. There it is. Gamal Yafai. Oh yeah, no, Siobhan Clark. Yeah, he got a UD win over his opponent, which was Israel Dufas. Poor guy. I think he's Panamanian, and his name sounds like, is he a real doofus? Israel Dufas. He was 20-8. He was actually putting up a fight and doing not too bad early on in the fight, but as it dragged on, you could see Siobhan Clark. I thought he was going to get the stoppage towards the end, but he never got there. It was a cruiserweight fight, and yeah, Chev Clark gets the unanimous decision. Now prior to that was this fight, Gamal Yafai. He's paying $1.04, so you put $1 on, you get 4 cents profit back. I threw him in one of my multis, and the prick freaking lost. I didn't see the fight, but he threw away $5 for me, and most of the rest, all the rest of the multi came through, and I got to stop doing that, throwing in these accumulator just to boost up the odds a little bit, without even doing my research. Yeah, he lost to Diego Alberto Ruiz, who is 23-6-1. That was a super featherweight fight. You're nowhere near as good as your brother, even Gamal Yafai. So I gotta stay away from that mofo. I'll remember the name now that he's burnt me. There was a couple other fights on the card, but I don't believe they were broadcasted. There was an 8-rounder, 2 8-rounders, a 6-rounder, 6-rounder. Yeah, not even going to go into those ones. They weren't televised, and just let me double check. I don't think any of them were heavyweight, so I'm not interested. No, there was a middleweight, super lightweight, super welterweight, and a super middleweight. Super middleweight. Who's that? 168. That's getting up there closer to the bigger boys. Oh, Kieran Conway. Okay. Surprised they didn't have him on the telecast. He's 18-3-1. Who did he fight? He got a points decision over 8 PTS, so it's only a referee judging it. And he fought a guy, George Silva, and this dude was 21-7. So okay, it is what it is. And the last one I wanted to touch on before I talk about what's coming up this weekend. So let me check the chat first before I move on. Not sure. Frotch kept calling him doofus. Yeah, I was talking to the missus about it as it was on. She was cracking up. Poor guy. I guess if he's Panamanian, doofus probably isn't even a word in Panama, so. But he could fight a bit, so maybe if it was and people gave him shit, he got his own back and people stopped giving him shit about his name. Poor dude. Alright, so this weekend, there ain't a lot on for the heavyweights. I just noticed Adam Kovnarski is going to be back this weekend on a Showtime card. But his opponent is the almighty TBA at this point. And if it's not confirmed within a week, you know it's only going to be a trash opponent. And he needs a trash opponent to come back, gain some confidence after getting sparkoed twice by Robert Helenius and then beaten up by Ali Randamirazan, I think. I better bloody look at that, eh? I'm sure he fought Ali Randamirazan and lost as well. Oh, there was also Luis Neri this over the weekend. We'll get to that in a minute, actually. Just let me double check Adam Kovnarski. Adam Kovnarski or Kovnarski. Boxrik. He's 20-3. And still fighting the almighty TBA, and it was Ali Randamirazan who beat him up over 10 rounds and got the win. So Kovnarski's 3 losses on the trot after being a hype train. Yes, this weekend the card is definitely US Showtime, and the headline event is Sabriel Matias is taking on Jeremiah Ponce. I don't know this dude. He's 30-0. Jeremiah Ponce. Super lightweight. I'm not surprised. I don't know. I might have heard the name, but I don't know who the dude is. That's going to be for the IBF World Super Lightweight title, and that's vacant. Also on that card, what else have we got? Elvis Rodriguez is going to be on that card, 13-1-1. He'll be in a 10 round against Joseph Adorno. Oh, that might be an okay fight, that one actually. Adorno's 17-1-2. That's at super lightweight, so could be a bit of entertainment there. Who else is on here? Jamal James is fighting on the card as well. He's 27-2. He'll be in a 10 rounder against Alberto Paletta. Palameta? No, excuse my pronunciation. And Palameta is 18-1-0. That's a welterweight fight. Any others of interest for me? Probably not really. Besides the Kovnarski fight, but like I say, unconfirmed opponent with less than 7 days to go. It's not going to be flash, eh? It's not going to be flash at all. Alright, so there was one other card to talk about over the weekend. So yeah, one more check at the chat, make sure I'm up to date here. Yeah, we have watched Ponce a couple times on cards, says Hannibal. Okay. Oh, freaking old memory ain't so great then, yeah. You'll know him when you see him, yeah. Sweet as. All goods. Right, so this Neri card, of course we had the main event, which was Luis La Pantera Neri. Ah shit, what have I done here? I closed the wrong card. I think I did. Was it still there? Sebrio Matias card. Oh, there it is. Luis Neri. So he gets a stoppage win in the 11th of 12 rounds against Asgat Hovhannisyan. Hovhannisyan was 21-3, never been stopped though. And Luis Neri is 33-1. He'd been stopped with a big body shot by Brandon Figueroa. It was a pretty entertaining fight, man. Both these guys were having their moments. Hovhannisyan's face was getting a bit beat up and swollen. There was a couple of headbutts in there. And Hovhannisyan got put down. Shit, what round was it? Let me look at the scorecard, it'll refresh my memory. I think it was round 9 or something like that. Here we go, what do we got? Where's the 10-8 round, you punks? Oh, there it is, it was the 10th round. It was the 10th round that he went down. And the fight got stopped in the 11th. And Hovhannisyan didn't even get put down in the 11th. He got hit with 2 good left hands, I think it was. And he was punching just before he got caught with the 2 shots. And then the ref stepped in and stopped the fight. I'm sure as a fighter, as I said earlier, Hovhannisyan would have wanted to continue. His face was a bit messed up and the doctor had checked him once, but as soon as the doctor seen it, turned it back around and said, "You're alright, where you go." So I'm wondering if the ref had some money on a stoppage or something. I thought he could have let it go. And was this fight for a belt? No, it wasn't, was it? Let me just double check that. No, it wasn't for any belt. But yeah, I thought Hovhannissian should have been allowed to continue for a while. It's not like his corner was up on the apron ready to throw the towel or anything. But it was what it was. Luis Nery gets the knockout, moves on to 34-1, and Hovhannissian takes his 4th career loss, but his first stoppage loss. Yeah, like I say, it was what it was. Really entertaining fight to watch. These guys are going hell for leather. It was good scrap, and it was just a pity about the stoppage I didn't like. Shane Mosley Jr. was the co-main event. 18-4-0. Shit, has he got that many losses? But he got a unanimous decision loss over Mario Alberto Lazaro, who at the time was 33-1, or 33-10. Lazaro was having his moments here and there, and Mosley, once again, it looked like he was having moments where he'd throw some shots, land a couple shots, and then stand there with his hands down, lose his concentration. He's really bad for that at times. But he managed to pull through and got the win this time around. So congratulations to him, but I think there's still a lot of work to do. He's very upright a lot of the time. He does move his head sometimes when guys try to punch him and he slips a few, but he doesn't move his head until he knows the guy's going to punch, and sometimes it's just too late. Got caught with some good combinations. He got backed up in the corner a few times by Lazaro. It was a pretty competitive fight, so it was okay to watch. I wouldn't pay money to watch it though. I wouldn't pay money to watch a Shane Mosley Jr. fight, full stop. Anyways, we'll move on. Oh, sorry. What weight was that? It was a super middleweight fight. So, happy day. Ricardo Rafael Sandoval. Man, he got a vicious body shot knockout. Jerson Ortiz talking up a storm before the fight, and it was looking a little bit competitive, but you could see Sandoval. I mean, Jerson Ortiz is a real dirty bugger, pushing bloody headbutts and holding and all sorts of shit, making it as difficult as he could, and you could see Sandoval was getting pissed off with it. It looked like he started getting angry, and he was putting the anger into those shots. And when he landed that hook to the body, Jerson Ortiz buckled over and was kind of rolling a little bit, going, ugh. As soon as he went down, I said, hey, he ain't getting up, man. He ain't getting up from that. And sure enough, he didn't get up in time for the count. He did get up after the count, but he was in pain, man. He'd probably be pissing blood today. So he takes his 7th loss, does Jerson Ortiz. And Sandoval gets another win. I think he's in a position to fight for a title now. He's coming off a very close loss, in which a fight that he thought he would won against David Jimenez. I can't remember seeing the fight, so I can't really give you my opinion on that one. And that was a final eliminator too. But it was a majority decision loss for Sandoval, and he gets this win over Jerson Ortiz. So we'll see where he goes. It should put him in a decent position to challenge for a title. And that will be at Super Bantamweight. Oh no, hold on. I was looking at the wrong fight there. Where is it? Okay, there's the fight. Doesn't say a weight. Why doesn't it say a weight? got the wrong page or something. What the fuck? Well, I was at 112 pounds anyway. Can't remember off the top of my head what weight that is. Oh, it's flyweight. There you go. Stupid ass Jono. Alright, so Blackout in the house as well. What's good, man? Hope you're well, brother. What else is going on down there? I'll listen at work tomorrow. Yeah, all good, man. All good. Playback gang still counts. Yeah, so right, this weekend there ain't squat on really. Couple of little cards, and I don't think anybody wants to compete with this social media card that's going on between Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. This fight is going to be fought at cruiserweight, so 200-pound limit. I don't know who I'm going to pick in this fight. I might pick Jake Paul. Yeah, he's shown quite a bit of improvement over the time he's been fighting professionally. He hasn't fought a real boxer yet, but what's his name? Silva that he fought last isn't too bad a boxer. However, I thought that fight might have been fixed, just the way it finished and the way Silva went down so easily. It was what it was anyway. But Tommy Fury, he hasn't even looked good against tomato cans, for God's sake. So, you know, he's 8-0 at this point. Jake Paul's 6-0. Where was it last I saw Tommy Fury? He went over and fought in America on the Jake Paul undercard against somebody. Was it the 6th round? No, that was in the UK. There it is. He fought a guy, Anthony Taylor, who was 0-1. That was the fight. It was on the Jake Paul undercard. Can't remember who was fighting. It was a 4-rounder, and Tommy Fury looked like shit. I kind of wonder whether he was trying to look bad to try and entice Jake Paul into giving him the fight. And then all this Daniel Kinahan crap came out, and Tommy Fury can't get into the States anymore. So they've got this going on in Diriyah, Saudi Arabia. There'll be a lot of money in it because this other demographic of kids that are watching these social media stars think they're absolute megastars. And to be honest, they're doing well. Well, Jake Paul in particular is doing well out of the pay-per-views that he's been doing. So, yeah, it's a fight. But there is a real fight on the card between, where is it? Badu Jack and Alanga Makabu. Cruiserweight fight. Badu Jack's been kicking around over that part of the world, doing his own running his own promotional company and fighting a few nobodies pretty much. He did fight somebody of note not too long ago. I'll just bring it up. Who was it? Richard Rivera, that's right. He got a split decision win over 10 rounds in that fight. Badu Jack's had some really close decisions a lot of the time. Sometimes he comes out on the wrong end of it too. Just trying to look for one. He's got a split decision loss here to John Pascal. That's right, remember that one. He's got a unanimous decision loss here to Marcus Brown. He's got a split majority draw with Adonis Stevenson. I mean, he kind of just does enough sometimes to make him think that he's only just won the round. And sometimes he comes off on the wrong end of the stick thinking he'd won the round when he doesn't, and it ends up losing him a fight. So he's going to be fighting Alunga Makabu, who I think is well past his best. I think he actually lost the last fight I watched of him. Taibisu Machunu was the guy, it was his last fight. It was on a Don King show, and he got a split decision win. I thought Machunu won it by a couple of rounds quite clearly, but you know what it's like on a Don King show with a Don King fighter. The thing is, this time around, it's not a Don King show. So, I thought Makabu still had one belt. This isn't saying that it's for a belt. Oh, yeah. Yes, it is. My bad. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong fight. Yeah, he's still got the WBC Cruiserweight title. He shouldn't. Taibisu Machunu should have it. But, both of these guys are getting pretty long in the tooth. Where is he? Lunga Makabu. Where's his age? Southpaw, 6 foot, 74 inch reach. Doesn't say his goddamn age. It's like once they get close to 40, particularly in weight limits divisions, they just don't put the age on BoxRec for some reason. See if we've got his birth date here. Debut. Career began in 2008. 80% KO ratio. 153 rounds. 31 belts. Nah. Don't say nothing about his age, but I think he's getting long in the tooth. And as for Badu Jack, has he got his age on here? He's 39. Nationality Swedish. Orthodox, 6'1", 73 inch reach. So he's going to have 1 inch height advantage, but a 1 inch reach disadvantage. And he currently lives in Dubai. So that'll be the best fight on the card, I think. It doesn't even have a media outlet on BoxRec as yet. I don't know. I think it's going to be a the Zone show, isn't it? I don't know. I wouldn't even have. It might even be a Queensbury show. Who knows? If anybody knows, let us know in the comment section below. So just trying to look at the rest of these fights that they've got on here. They've got an 8-rounder. Viral Simjon. Don't know who that dude is. 23-9. It's a lightweight fight, and the opponent is Bada Simran. I don't even know who the hell that is. It must be some local fighter. Yeah, man, it's looking like there's a 10-0 fighter on here. Moosin Kaysen. Don't even know who that is. It's another 8-round fight. It's going to be Tyrell Jefarov. Don't know who the hell he is. 18-5. That's a cruiserweight fight though, so it could be worth a look, but I imagine it's a mismatch with the A side being 10-0, the other guy being 18-5. Who else have we got? Alan Saleh, Saleh 001, 6-rounder. Stuart Kellogg. Oh, I've heard that name. Don't know why. It's his debut. That's going to be a super lightweight fight. There's another super lightweight fight on there, and that's all I'm going to talk about with that card. There's only maybe 3 fights that I'll watch on there. Obviously, the Jake Paul and Tommy Fury, the Badu Jack and Alanga Makabu, and this other cruiserweight one might be of some interest. With some names I can't pronounce, but the 18-5 v the 10-0 guy. And that's pretty close to all I have to talk about because the heavyweights are pretty quiet. I can't think of any other decent fights, and I had a quick skip through the box rig schedule. I couldn't see a hell of a lot. So yeah, pretty quiet weekend. A little way to go before we got a few fights. We got the Joshua Franklin card coming up. I'm looking forward to that Tim Sue and Tony Harrison fight. That's in Australia. I think it's on the 12th of March or something like that. So there's one to look forward to there. I don't remember when it is, but I know Tony Yoka and Carlos Takam are fighting at some point. Let's see if that's confirmed yet. But no, I haven't been too active on YouTube because with the bigger fighters and a lot going on. And I don't like to make a big deal out of seeing a fighter that's fighting someone who's levels below them, you know. Now that Tony Yoka Carlos Takam fight isn't confirmed, so that one's no go. When's that Hrgovic and Zhang fight? Filip Hrgovic. Not Wikipedia, we want a box rig. There it is. It's not even confirmed on box rig either. Might have been the 7th of April or something like that off the top of my head. Maybe. Oh no, it's not GD Zhang and Filip Hrgovic, that's Bean. Oh, it's Joe Joyce and Filip Hrgovic, isn't it? There we go, try that. Sorry, my old brain farts are happening more often now that I'm getting up in age. Goddamn 45 this year. Yeah, okay, so that's on the 15th of April. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Let's see if they've got any other stuff on that card. What else? Oh yeah, we got a couple of fights confirmed on here. Denzel Bentley's going to be scrapping on that card. 12 rounder against Kieran Smith. 18-1. And of course that's a middleweight fight. That'll be worth a look for sure. Dennis McCann is fighting on there. He's 14-0. 12 round fight against the almighty TBA. Bantamweight fight. So I'll watch it because it's on the card with a couple of fights that I want to watch. Sam Noakes is on there. He's 10-0. 12 rounder as well, and also against the almighty TBA. It's going to be for a couple of belts too, the Commonwealth and the WBC International Silver Lightweight title. I forgot to mention that Sam Noakes fight is also going to be, no it's not, Dennis McCann fight is also going to be for a trinket belt in the Commonwealth Boxing Council Super Bantamweight title. And there's also another fight on here. Joel Cuda. It's named after a pussy. Joel Cuda. Oh, is it Cuddler? No, Joel Cuda. Cuda Cat. He's 1-0, and he's also taking on the almighty TBA in a 4-rounder. Man, that motherfucker's having a hard night. Almighty TBA. I think, what else we got here in the chat? Oh, Steven's in the house. Oh, Marla, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Boxing has been dead so far this year. Yeah, been a couple of little fights here and there, but nothing really substantial. You know, we're all sitting waiting for Fury to get off his diva bloody throne and get that fight done with Usyk. Stop bitching about money. You know, you've always said it hasn't been about the money, it's been about the legacy. I want to be the one remembered as the greatest heavyweight of all time. Well, stop being a fucking diva. Go 50-50, take the fucking fight, get it done. You can be the first, or have a shot at being the first 4-belt undisputed champion ever. And guess what? If the fight don't happen, we all know whose fault it's going to be. There's never been a problem negotiating with Alexander Usyk for anybody else anywhere else except you, freaking diva. There are some heavyweights on that Mayweather card, I think. Oh, is Mayweather having another exhibition, is he? Nothing on here about the card. Yeah, if it's exhibition, then Floyd Mayweather won't be on it. They only do the official ones, don't they? So yeah, Fury is pissing everyone off for sure, man. Pissing everyone off bad. God damn. But apparently he's going to be fighting on the 20th of March. I think it's supposed to still be Wembley Arena. Whether it's going to be Usyk or not is going to depend on Fury. Frank Warren and Bob Arum can't twist it any other way. If the fight don't happen, it's Fury's fault. End of. I'll post an article in the Discord that states the case. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Phil. Awesome. Jump over there and watch it coming and have a little look myself before I think about closing this down. If there's any fights any of y'all want to talk about that are coming up, let us know in the chat or hit that link and jump on the live stream and we can have a little yarn about a little bit more of it. But while I remember, team, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe and that bell icon for future notifications so you don't miss future content. Where was I looking at? The article that Phil's just dropped. There she blows. Oh no, that's just a picture. That's not gonna work, Jono. Click on the link. Floyd Mayweather versus Aaron Chalmers. I've heard that name. Why have I heard that name? Looking down. Where's the lineup? Maybe I'll get to that some other time. Activity, blah blah blah. Rumored to happen. It's 2021. The Scanning for the word heavyweight. Oh, maybe I'll get into some discussion about that one on Discord. If anybody wants to get involved with our Discord community, there is a invite link to the server, the Big Boys Boxing server, in the description of all my videos. Get over there. We do a lot of stuff over there. We got live streams, we got prediction leagues, we got boxing news, we got boxing chat, we got voice channels, we got all sorts of shit over there, and we got quite a good little community over there. A few of them are in the chat right now. I read an article about Boots Ennis. Okay. Promoter talked with Stephen Espinoza and Errol Spence. Wasn't on a list of opponents. Like Errol Spence going to 154. Yeah, man. Errol Spence is over there on PBC Isolation Island. They don't want to fight anybody outside of the PBC. He's lucky if he fights once a year ever since that car crash. I guess money must have been his motivator, not legacy, because he's got enough money now. He could still make a little more, but just doesn't seem that interested in really trying to make those that undisputed fight with Terence Crawford, or being active enough to make sure there's not any ring rust, to make sure that if he does get in a big fight, he ain't got none of that. So yeah, I posted it up. Yeah, I saw that. Philip, get into a yarn about that either on another stream or just over on Discord. I'll have a look at it some other time. I'm about ready to shut down, as I've got a few things to do. Busy week this week for me. My autistic boy has to go into hospital, go under general anesthetic to get dental work done so he doesn't wreck the place. So got to get a bit prepared for that. It's going to be all fun and games. Trying to explain to him that he can't eat for 6 hours, and he's an eater too. But yeah, a couple of other things going on as well. But hopefully drop a video later in the week, and maybe we'll find out who this opponent is for Adam Kovnarski. I don't expect it to be much, but we could be surprised. I don't know. Antonio Zepeda. Christopher Lovejoy. Oh no, that guy's a joke, eh? He's funny. 3 rounds. That guy's a freaking joke, man. It might come up on BoxRec if I search Christopher Lovejoy. Let's have a look. Christopher, you know how to punch? No, I only know how to punch Mexicans. No, it's not up on BoxRec. KO'd in 2 rounds by Manuel Char. Oh, crikey. Luis Rodriguez Aguilar knocked him out in 1 round, but who's this Aguilar guy? 8 and 11. No wonder he beat him. Crazy. There's another Mexican fight. Oh yeah, it was. He's fought 1 fight in Germany. It's Christopher Lovejoy. Yeah, Mexico. Oh, Mexico. every single fight besides his Manuel Char fight was in Mexico, fighting nobodies. Hey, Christopher Lovejoy Promotions. Dude's funny, man. Oh damn, hope he gets well soon. Yeah, well, no, it's just because he's autistic, he doesn't let people look in his mouth or anything, you know. He bites if you stick stuff in his mouth, so got to knock him out with general anesthetic. He only had one hole in one of his baby teeth when we got him assessed like 4 months ago, but the waiting list is so long, so shit, the baby tooth might have even fallen out by now, but it's all organised, so we'll get the dentist in there and have a proper check. It's the first time since he was born that would have been able to have a thorough dental check. So yeah, it is what it is. Autism is fun sometimes. We'll talk again later. Alright, Stephen, take it easy, man. Yeah, it's about time I wrapped it up anyway. Like I say, I got shit to do, so hope you all enjoyed the little boxing chat. There's not much to talk about, but if anybody missed anything over the weekend, we covered pretty much all the important stuff, and a couple fights in the future, but fret not if you're too busy this weekend. There ain't a lot on, not much whatsoever, particularly with regard to the heavyweights. So yeah, that's what it is. And yeah, I'll catch you all next time. Take it easy. I'm out of here. Alright team, that's all we have for you today. Hope you've enjoyed. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit subscribe, and that bell icon for future notifications so you don't miss nothing. Also, get over to the Big Boys Boxing Discord server. The invite link is in the description. There's lots of things you can find there, like fight links, boxing chat, prediction leagues, fight streams, and fight parties. So get into it. I'm Jono from Big Boys Boxing, and I'm out. See you.